I'm going to ask you three questions today. First of all, what does GM provide? Both the benefits and the harms, the purpose of the state in administering this, and on balance, do the harms outweigh the benefits? And we're going to say no to that question. But first of all, what does GM provide? We look at the benefits here inside the proposition. The environmental benefits and the assets that you can bring to society, like better nutritional value. Like, if you don't have to cut down the rainforest to plant more wheat, you can have a bigger rainforest and better ecosystems and allow those to continue. So we can see deforestation stopping, we can see we're feeding more people, and we're feeding people with better nutrients, which we think is also very important. We've also looked at the aspect of the knowledge acquisition here. Like, when you go out and seek out different and interesting ways to do something, you're going to have a better understanding of it. Where if we go in Julia's way, which is small baby step, one step at a time, we think the broader expansion of it means you actually have a better understanding of genetic modification of a whole. Because if you're only modifying a very small strain of things and looking at a very narrow group of it, like maybe making the monkey pony, which is our favorite example in this round, will give you knowledge that will assist you in actually making things that are worthwhile to everything else. Good. And she also looked at the harms, and she's like, well, these genetically modified foods might take over the environment, and we agree that's potentially a harm, something that should probably be controlled for our society, using many crops and everything. But she's also this grad scientist, in our new society, with $1,000, you can breed a bioweapon in your garage. We say that's probably going to happen at some point anyway. And what we want to have is our university and government researchers able to defend against that quite quickly and have better knowledge than the people in their garages. We think allowing them to work on this is probably how you do it. And in fact is how you do it to prevent the people in their garages from hurting you more than, your university researchers. So really, what's the purpose of the state in this? And Julia's brought up this aspect of religious morals here, that we're impinging on other people's freedoms here. We don't think that's actually true. We don't think if you don't want to be involved in genetically modified food, you don't have to eat it. You don't have to accept the medical procedures. You don't have to do it. Is mainly the point here. But by doing this, we're not influencing anyone else in society other than the people who choose to use it. We're also, looking at the safety aspect of this here. Do you think obviously we're opening up the doors quite a bit, and we think there's going to be, a lot of new innovations here. We do, however, think that by having you notify the government where you're doing this, we do think the government's going to have an aspect of safety involved in here, and that we're not going to, suddenly have bioweapons being sold in street corners. We think, in fact, it's a little bit silly to look at, and what we do see is, in fact, that researchers are probably going to be able to keep this in the lab. And that if strains do get out, or things mutate, we think the best way to combat that is have researchers working as hard as possible and having as much knowledge as possible. How do you do that? You have them actually being allowed to develop things. Because things are going to mutate at some point, even in the natural world. And when you understand how things work and can modify them yourself, you can combat that faster and work better. So on balance, do the harms outweigh the benefits? We think the harms that Julia's brought up today can be combated or go about. Yeah, good. Okay, thank you guys.